Also, this is going to be like a second part to the original sort of walkthrough video I made. I'm going to try to cover all the different areas you'll encounter throughout the game. So this guy, he's only there once in the game. You'll know what I'm talking about once we get a little farther. This guy's only here once. He's not in every game. There's certain areas that are only in the game once, if they're even in there. And they're not in a lot of games, so. Now we get to the repeating areas. This game repeats throughout the game no matter how far high up you go. Started at about 15,900. So basically, once you get to 15,000, all the areas you game are repeating in the same order for that entire game. That can be useful to know. Like, that helped me a lot once I figured that out. It took me a while before I figured it out, but once I did. So that area, I just chill in between those springs and shoot all 3 of those monsters, and then I jump up. That's how I tackle that area. Sorry, I forget sometimes I'm going to try to talk about each area. So that first area covered with that boss guy, you have to shoot him 5 times to kill him. And on that version of it, I don't shoot at him, but on another version I do, you'll see. And so that guy I just passed, the lowest green platform, I'll chill and shoot at him on that lowest green one, and then you can go around him and just without shooting him, but I don't like to do that. So these, you just keep a steady hand, and I didn't used to be that fast at that. In my 93K one I go a lot slower. But you just got to keep it steady and just drag him down just below his max jump height. It doesn't have to be perfect, but if you don't do it high enough, you'll die. So those 2 platforms, the one on the left and the one on the top, always jump on those. Now if you already haven't seen my first video, Doodle Jumping 93K walkthrough, whatever, you should probably see that first. I cover more of the basics. Now this, in my opinion, is the hardest area in the game. I could jump on that green thing right there and go for it. Typically, I just wait on that green one below, or try to without jumping on the bottom blue one, and try to shoot at him and wait till the 2 blue moving ones line up, and then I'll jump. You could not bother and just go straight for that green platform under the black hole, but then you have to swerve way out of the way, and I find that rather difficult. So this guy, I don't bother shooting at him, I just go around him like that. I've done all sorts of crazy stuff on that area that just to survive. Usually it's not too difficult when you get to it, but occasionally it can be very difficult. Dang it. So I'll always jump on that one right there. The one on the left. They make it fairly... It did not used to be that obvious which platform you should jump on. They made the exploding platforms pretty easy. I just shot at a UFO right there. I shoot it. As soon as I hear it, I pretty much start shooting at it. you can kill it before you even see it. I don't even think you saw that enter the screen. I'm not sure. There's 3 single UFO areas. That's probably the easiest one. Well, there's another one that's pretty easy too. So the spring shoe right here, I shoot straight up because I know that guy's going to be there. Now these platforms will always line up like that, above 40K, but since they move below 40K, the platforms move slower than that, obviously. And so they end up in different spots. Don't let that worry you, just sort of shoot up at any monster. So this guy, I can tell that's the guy I always shoot at because you can get tricky right there. He can get in the way on that platform. So I always shoot at him. You can definitely tell if it looks a lot different than the other one with white platforms. That guy, shoot up at him while I climbing up to that last platform. Go straight for the spring. This area I like to just go sideways because it can get a little boring. These guys, you can't just... I like to go across the screen, you don't have to. I think if you don't go across the screen, you should try doing it, because it can be useful in some situations, so if you're not comfortable with going across the screen, it's a good thing to be able to do. So as you can see, there is areas in here where you go a long time without hitting any monsters. It's freaked some people out on my Doodle Jump past a million video. There is some areas where you don't meet up with monsters for a while. This is probably the hardest single UFO area. Actually, my top score, I actually died on that part because when I was playing it, something else was going on and I couldn't hear the sound. And that's how I kill the UFOs, is I hear them ahead of time and I shoot them, and I didn't even know what was going on, and then all of a sudden I was sucked up and I was like, wow, that sucks. These guys, I just chill, shoot those 2 guys. Don't bother with that guy. This guy, I could just go across there. I like to wait and go on that one. I don't like to shoot at him though. Now that guy right there, there's really not much you can do unless Except when you get higher scores, you can remember that big fat green guy in the middle was right before him, and the next time you get to them, past that big fat green guy, you can use the spring and just shoot straight up, and just be ready for that spider guy in the middle, because he can come out of nowhere. You can just like use a spring and just be like, hit him. That's actually how I died on my original world record back in October. I used to do this area different. Now I go like so, left to right. I always go on that one first and go to the side, then go on that one. Yeah, I always go on those platforms in that order. I don't bother trying to shoot at them. Some people like to shoot more at the monsters. Generally, I like to avoid them and jump on them more. I do shoot at them more than I used to, but I like to avoid them rather than shoot at them. It's just more fun for me. And I think it's slightly easier. So, it's the third variation of this boss guy. You have to shoot at him 5 times to kill him. This time, wow, I actually jumped on him that time. It's kind of rare that you actually jump on him. You always get pretty close, but... So yeah, I don't bother shooting at him because he doesn't get in the way. It was only on that one version of it that he gets in the way. And it's better to just shoot at him and get him out of the way. This guy, I just avoid him. I don't shoot at him. Like I said, generally I'd rather avoid than shoot. This guy, I could avoid him. You can go around him. See, look at that. You see that? I always shoot at him, that particular guy, because that's a little more maneuvering than I like than just shooting at him. Hopefully I'm not off. And the jetpacks are done. After about 100k, it's very rare to get a jetpack. I have gotten one once. Highest I've seen is about 177k, but that's really rare. Okay, so this guy, I just go around like right there, just skirt the edge of the hole right there. That guy, I always shoot at him right before I land. Try to get him out of... Okay, the triple UFO area, I aim at that first one. Then when I jump up here, I shoot the one on top. This guy, I wait around here for that blue platform. So the triple UFO one, there is several. I used to shoot like crazy and try to kill him. And that worked pretty good. I mean, that's what I did on my 2.2 million game. And then I tried different strategy, the one that Charlie uses. You shoot it and then you go to the side of the screen and jump on the one on the left. I didn't really like doing that. I still feel kind of uncomfortable jumping on UFOs for some reason. So that method I just showed you is the way I do it now. So this one, I already covered that in my first video. Same platforms every time. They make it really obvious now. When they first came out with the exploding platform areas, the exploding was much more arbitrary and difficult to do. So as I'm coming up, I shoot at the one on the left, and then once I shoot that, I aim at the right and start shooting immediately. This guy, I shoot at him before I even see him. You can shoot and kill the monsters and UFOs before you even see them. It's pretty useful. And now we're back to the first area where we started at 15k. Completed a full circle. After 137k, we're back to where we started. And now the areas will start repeating in the same order again. For the whole game. No matter how high up you go. Give or take about 5k, I guess they repeat every 137k now. I don't know the exact average. It used to be about 90k that they repeated. And it's